Welcome back to the Fox 9 Morning Buzz.
It is 9:16. Welcome back. Well, since the pandemic prompted shoppers to wipe out cleaning supply shelves, calls to the Minnesota Poison Control Center have spiked common cleaning disinfectants, and they can have very dangerous consequences if they are not handled safely. Joining us live to talk about cleaning safety, something we've been thinking about a lot these days, University of Minnesota Extension educator Jolene Hendricks. Good morning, Jolene. How are you?
Good morning. I'm doing great. Thank you for having me.
Well, we know this is a stressful time, but people still need to be aware of safety surrounding disinfectants and, combining disinfectants. So why don't you just give us an example of maybe some things that people may not be aware of when it comes to, some are, being exposed to dogs or children. What are the most biggest concerns that you have?
Sure. So, cleaners and disinfectants aren't new to our world. We've been using them in all parts of our life, whether it's in the office or in our homes. Safety issues have always been a concern. General exposure issues are sort of in the forefront right now. So, now that people are home more frequently, they not only feel the need to clean more frequently, but we have people in the homes while we're cleaning. So, exposure is tends to be our number one concern. We know a lot about how these chemicals might affect your health as far as like if you had a direct contact with them in a larger quantity, but it's these smaller exposures that we're not really able to predict what kind of harm they might do. So people using chemicals in their home, disinfectants or cleaners, knowing the difference between whether it's disinfecting or cleaning or doing both, protecting themselves while they're using the chemicals, wearing gloves when they're using anything that they would come in contact with, protecting their eyes with safety glasses so that they don't get accidental spills or accidentally wiping their eyes, if they come in contact. And then, of course, protecting our children. So they're more at risk because they're physiologically different. Small amounts of chemicals can affect their growth processes, brain development. They can increase respiratory illness and skin irritations. So we want to make sure that we're doing our cleaning without our children present. If we want them to help with housework, maybe give them jobs that don't involve using chemicals. If we can avoid cleaning in the same spaces as people present, and then most chemicals require some kind of setting time, so a dwell time. You have to leave a surface wet for a certain amount of time. And so we want to make sure we don't have exposures to those while those surfaces are being treated.
Okay. So are natural or organic cleaning products, are they any safer, I would assume, for family? But are you suggesting that some of these are dangerous?
Well, any chemical that you use, so if it's natural or organic, they're still chemicals, and they can still pose a risk when they're not used as directed. So it's very important to read the label on any product that you use, even if it is labeled natural or organic. Make sure you know the types of surfaces that you can use it on, how frequent you can use this product, any mixing instructions, and then whether or not you can mix those with other chemicals, to perform some duty.
Let's talk about combining some of those cleaning products, because I think people can really get in trouble there. Some common products that people, like for instance, bleach and vinegar. While vinegar certainly is a natural cleanser, but is that going to also help with, for instance, the kind of germs we're talking about with COVID-19?
Well, it's never advisable to mix any products unless it says you can do so on the label. So when we're creating sort of these homemade mixtures of products that we're used to using in our everyday lives, we can create dangerous situations, whether it's producing poisonous gases or caustic reactions. But more importantly, you don't know whether those chemicals are still going to be active and working in the capacity that you're hoping once you mix them. So you might get that false security that you're doing an extra level of disinfecting or an extra level of cleaning when actually you're not performing that task at all because those chemicals have sort of negated each other.
Okay. All right, things to think about as we are doing just a superior job in cleaning our homes these days. We know because we're thinking about disinfecting and keeping our homes free of the virus, the COVID-19, and just in general keeping our home safe, for family and also potential people coming to our homes. So Jolene Hendricks from University of Minnesota Extension, thanks so much for clearing up some of the cleaning myths out there and some ideas some of those cleaning products not to mix. Thank you.
Thank you.